Cycledrag YouTube, what is up? If you're on the East Coast, I hope you're still up. We're on the West Coast. It's been a busy week. I know so many of you were watching our race from the farm, Farmington Dragway in North Carolina. We had a great time there. The All Harley World Shootout. We're also getting ready. A lot of you ask, where can we see you next? We're putting on an event October 2nd, Martin, Michigan. We're going to have $10,000 bracket race, 2 strokes, drag sleds, the bagger shootouts going down. It's going to be exciting, but that's not what this broadcast is about because we're in the shadow of Hollywood. And ladies and gentlemen, isn't it appropriate that I found the 2 biggest YouTube channels in motorcycle drag racing? Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Moore Mafia, good to see you, man.
Good to see you, Jack.
I understand they're giving you a star.
Yeah, next week I'm on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That's awesome, man. It's been great out here. Why don't you tell people what is a North Carolina boy doing in Cali?
I'm actually South Carolina.
South Carolina boy.
That's
I'm sorry, I get it all
one
mixed
step above
up.
North Carolina boy. Okay. No, so literally I got the opportunity to do a YouTube video, which will be coming up soon on my channel. It's supposed to be a secret, but we were working with Edmunds. And so anyways, we were doing a review / race. So we're going to see what it all turns out to be. You got to go and subscribe to their channel as well. Check them out, Edmunds. My channel. And then we're going to have videos from both. And I think you're going to really enjoy the content. It's super cool. Really professional production. Cameras everywhere. The big mics. We had all kind of cool stuff going.
Awesome, guys. Good day from Australia, by the way. Checking in. We appreciate it, guys. Australia. They're watching from all over. And they're also sending you ECUs from all over. Because I want to talk about this, that the way technology is now with what you can do on a stock ECU, it's outstanding. And you and I were just discussing that you can change somebody's entire performance curve just by getting into the ECU. Tell me what you're doing.
Not only can we change the performance, Jack, we can also make the bike ride and driving just smoother. So I know you cater to a drag race community. I cater to the motorcycle community as well. So the guy that just has an MT-09 or just any kind of just regular bike, Ninja 650 or GSX-R 1000 or ZX-10, whatever you got, we can make the bike ride smoother. All these bikes now come from the factory running super lean. That means not getting enough fuel. So when you ride around, you let off the throttle, you give it throttle, and literally the bike is twitchy. So it's just on-off throttle. We correct all that, we fix that. Not only that, a lot of the bikes have restrictions in them, so the horsepower is held back. So you buy a 1000cc new sport bike, you ain't even really getting a 1000cc sport bike because the thing is held literally on a ZX-10, 40 horsepower.
Wow.
So for $215, we can flash your ECU, possible 40 horsepower gain, and ride and drive smoother, and it literally plug and play. There's no parts to buy, no nothing. It's super simple. And it just works, you know.
And that's without even getting it on the dyno. That's technology, guys. It truly is amazing. Well, something I want to ask you about, too, is on this YouTube channel, more than 125,000 people watched last year in Orlando. The video called Fighting and Controversy Erupts. It was kind of like motorcycle drag racing meets Jerry Springer. We saw a lot of arguments. Yeah, there was a little WWE action in there. Now that you have had almost a year to reflect on what was one of the craziest grudge races ever, where I'll never forget, I was covering the race and somebody, I don't want to say any names, Rob Bush, said, hey, Cycledrag, you better get over to the Moore Mafia trailer because there's a hot scoop going on over there and they might be getting thrown out. And I said, how do you get thrown out of a grudge race? Anyhow, you got to watch the video. That's what happened. You've had a year to reflect on it. Where do you stand on that crazy event?
So we still haven't talked back to them. There's never been any interactions. We literally got gypped out of $5,000.
Wow.
That's a little hint for you guys that hadn't watched it. Literally $5,000 robbed. We were disqualified for being disqualified, they said. Anyways, we broke the rules of a no rules race. I don't know how you do that, but anyways, that's what happened. They said we were legit when they come to ask for the money. You know, when we paid the money, we were legit, and then after we did the race, they're like, you're not legit, but we don't have rules in this race. I don't know, you got to watch the video to find out. Jack's got it on his channel. I got it on my channel. It was definitely a very well talked about race.
It was confusing too. I know me being a class drag racing guy, I was confused. I was actually educated to I don't understand if you've ever shown your time at all, how that disqualifies you. I guess in the grudge world, they want everything to be a secret, but
They don't want the fast guys coming in.
is that what it is?
I mean, apparently.
Because I thought, you did have a point too that we saw made one gentleman, I believe Picking Pockets, very angry when you respectfully challenged Rodney Williford. But you brought up a good point. I mean, yeah, that's clearly not Rodney's pro street bike, but it started to get into the argument of what if it's the same swing arm, or what if it's the same wheels? What makes a motorcycle, right? That was the question.
What makes that bike that bike? So if you took the nitrous bottle off of one bike and put it on another bike, is that nitrous bike now that nitrous bike because we took our turbo off and put it on the other bike? So only the turbo is changed or reused. Is it the same bike or a different bike? I'm confused.
It was interesting. I was definitely confused as well. So let me ask you this. What do you like better? Class racing, grudge racing? Because you've been on both sides.
I like aspects of both racing. I'm trying to think of how you would say this. I like both of them a lot. The class racing is fun because everybody is nice and they're helpful, and you get to go fast and you prove your points. So let's just say you qualify and set the world record, but the engine failure and you break first round. Well, if that happens in grudge racing, you go the fastest time ever, but nobody saw the time on the scoreboard. You got the time slip and you saw it as the fastest time slip ever, but no one else knew.
No one else knew.
And then your engine breaks the first pass. Now you're a loser. You're no good. So that's what I hate about grudge racing. You don't get some of the recognition if you have bad luck. You know what I mean? You're just no good. To where in class racing, you can set the world record in qualifying, break your engine the first pass, lose first round, but you're still a hero because you set the record.
Sure.
So.
And it was last year where you set a record, 6:30 with an O. That makes you the, technically on the scoreboard, we don't know what any of these grudge bikes do. We've heard rumblings of crazy times, but yours is still a very crazy time with no wheelie bar to go 6:30. What's it mean to you to be able to have those bragging rights?
It literally is when we were building the bike, we feel like we're a small time team, no matter how big our reputation is on YouTube, we're still a small team, and we're out there fighting the giants, And when we come in and was able to knock DME off that pedestal, mad props to them. I mean, these guys are top of the top. Even
Sure.
Williford Racing, they're our rivals, but still, these guys are top of the top. They've been at the top level for 20-something years, and to come in and to beat those guys or even be in the contenders with, a contention with those guys, that means a lot.
Yeah, no, it does. And I'm sure, the bragging rights that you received off that, the rap you were able to put on the trailer, that did a lot.
Yeah.
Does a lot out there.
A lot of people don't like my rap.
Hey, well, you backed it up. It's awesome. Final thing for you. You've been in the sport a very, very long time. I remember announcing you when you were on the 911 bike.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago, 2003.
That was an Outlaw Pro street bike, 75-inch wheelbase, a lot of nitrous. You've been around for a long time. What's your impression of the state of the sport right now? Because we're looking at two guys decently young. What's your age?
36.
You're 36. Okay, we're not that young. I'm 38. He's 36. But we know if you go to an NHRA National, Gainesville or something, you walk around, as a few people told me, it gets a little geriatric, unfortunately. We love drag racing, but we know that the fan base is getting older. When you got the two biggest names as Don Garlitz and John Force. But you're in a different realm, and what you're doing on YouTube's helping. What I'm doing on YouTube is helping. What do you think about the state of the sport right now? Are we growing? Are we dying? What are we doing?
I personally think it's growing. Okay, but I don't think the big-time drag bikes is growing. I think the guys that have the ZX6, the GSX-R 600, the R1, the CBR 1000, the GSX-R, the normal bikes that have quick shifters, have a stretched swing arm, lowering kit, and they ride it to work 2 days a week. Those are the guys that are getting to the drag strip and supporting the drag race community, and it's getting bigger and bigger, I feel like. Now, at some point, these guys are going to be bigger into the sport, but you got to start out small.
Sure.
A lot of you guys watching today, you have a ZX6 or a GSX-R 1000 that's stretched 6 inches, or maybe it's just lowered or whatever, or maybe it's not has anything done to it. You just like drag racing, and that's a perfect opportunity. You can take that thing to your local test and tune, $20. You can go have fun. You can go play. You stay off the street. You stay safe. And I feel like the sport's getting bigger.
I think so too. I see pockets that are definitely growing. I think what you're doing on YouTube helps. What we got going on here helps. I love it. It's really fulfilling to me when I go to the races and I meet somebody who says, hey, we started watching your channel. I haven't been out to the races in 10 years. I decided to come out and see what's going on. There's all kind of crazy new stuff. So, you know, digital media, you know, you used to not be able to watch. We talked about this on Facebook. You guys will have to check this out on cycledrag.com Facebook. But I know my story is always, when I was a kid, my home track was Keystone Raceway. My dad would take me to the corner store and I would get the magazine Motorcycle Performance. It was in that magazine that I could read about a Pro Star race from 4 months ago.
Yes,
and that
cool.
would be my first exposure.
Yeah.
There was no Twitter. Internet was brand new. So
you watch this stuff live as it happens.
Live as it happens. So we have
everybody got one in their pocket. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, the race is live now, you know, and you get notifications from it and all that stuff. It's so cool.
That's right. So guys, let's get a conversation going down below, whether you watch this live or on demand. What do you think about the state of the sport? Growing, dying? What's the good? What's the bad? What can we do? Ideas for this guy? Definitely let him know. But we got to let him go to bed because he's got an early flight in the morning. I do want you to go subscribe to Moore Mafia. He's going to get that silver plaque this year. Congratulations on that. Can't wait.
We need all the help you can get. Cycledrag.
Yeah.
Come on over to Moore Mafia. Check us out. We call them Moore Mafia Maniacs. Come and join the party.
That's right. We've talked a little bit behind the scenes. We're trying to get you to Martin, Michigan, October 2nd.
I'm going to check my schedule. I'm going to see what we can happen. I heard about this chopper dude, whatever. I'm coming to take him out. If I can make the race, Jack, boom, I'm taking him out. Chopper dude.
The chopper guy, incredibly popular, incredibly famous. And I'll tell you this, you and I are guys that are privy to analytics. We see what the masses like to watch out there. Well, there's about 5 or 6 drag racers really embedded in the community that are super mad and maybe even a little bit jealous of this chopper guy. And they're really mean to him. And I've had to tell them, like, guys, this is a nice guy. He's a God-fearing Christian man, but he wins races on a toe-shifting, clutch hand chopper.
No, it's cool. Mad props to him for having something different. And apparently he's actually a really good racer, too, because he has a difficult bike to ride, and especially win a bracket race. So
that's right.
The guy must be the real deal. But well,
I just wonder, what would happen if that Gen 3 lines up against him?
Jack, if I got to drive all the way to Michigan to show you, like I'm telling you, I'm checking my schedule as soon as I get home, and if I can make this race, I'm making it happen.
This would be awesome, guys. Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel, get the merch, get all the Brock. We love Brock. You know, where's somewhere on my shirt here? Brock's Performance. You know that is your
Brock's
number one hookup.
Performance, he always helps me out. Everything, all my bikes are totally outfitted with Brock's Performance stuff. He makes a great product, and he stands behind the sport and helps grow the community as well.
Yes, he does.
So yeah, he's a big asset to our sport.
Very cool, man. Anything you would like to add here before we let you go to bed?
Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, literally the fact that, you know, the views that me and him both get, and people watching from Australia, from literally all over the world. Just thank you so much for the support.
Thank you guys for growing both of our channels. We love it. Well, we're going to let him go to bed. This has been great. Moore Mafia. We'll let him go back to South Carolina. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe right in the middle if you like that video. Here's another one for you with the man himself, Chris Moore, Moore Mafia. Cycledrag rolls on.